Issues in early childhood education. Despite the increased consensus on the importance of early childhood education, also known as ECE, there are limited resources and policies to support quality education. I agree that the current education system and early care structure has played a critical role in the reinforcement of inequalities and equality in ECE. It implies that children in early childhood education do not have equal access to high quality educational services. Some of the children perform worse at school than others because of the factors they cannot control, including the place of birth, languages, or the occupation of parents. Such children have a high likelihood of entering the education system disadvantaged, hence increasing the chances of dropping further. The existing educational practices and policies reinforce these inequalities rather than reduce the gap between children from poor backgrounds and peers. Various stakeholders can play a critical role in enhancing equal access to quality education by closing the achievement gap. For instance, the teachers should foster the maintenance of high standards from all of the children through the provision of a rigorous curriculum and the adoption of effective strategies. The second stakeholder is the teacher unions that should ensure collaboration with districts to organize and fund instructional support programs for non-achieving learners. Thirdly, the district and school leaders are vital in learning and teaching through consensus actions and priorities. Fourth, students should actively participate in supplemental learning opportunities and programs. Fifth, local, state, and federal policymakers are responsible for the enactment of policies supporting educators' efforts and providing adequate resources for closing these gaps. Mitigation or addressing this issue will include ensuring increased access to high-quality early childhood learning opportunities by eliminating the current socioeconomic inequalities when children begin their school. Educators and policymakers should implement strategies to promote equal engagement by closing gender gaps in achievement. Also, the basis for public debates and policy should be the available national surveys. The national comparison should consider the average education performance and inequality degree among the early learners. States should focus on recognizing the child's right to education to realize the right progressively and based on equal opportunity and adequate resources. The current issue aligns with the best practices and researches that link early childhood education to inequalities. Policy analysis and researchers have focused on determining if ECEC is one of the equalizers between the disadvantages and advantaged children. The identified issue also provides an insight into the parties left out due to inequality in the access of ECEC. Based on the current policy context, early childhood educators should have a sophisticated understanding of the development of a child and early educational challenges. This knowledge will help them provide meaningful and quality educational experiences to all the children, regardless of their background. Also, it aligns with the current research regarding the challenges that face early childhood education policies implementation. One of the agencies that may support my position is the Children's Defense Fund. As an advocacy firm, its primary responsibility is to campaign programs and policies that uplift the issues facing children from a poor background. It also aims at ensuring that all the children have access to quality education and healthcare services. It will be essential to ensure that each child has access to a fair start. National Association for the Education of Young Children may also support my cause, as its primary objective is to set standards for teachers and programs engaged in ECE. It can impact the government's policy direction on matters related to ECE, including funding for ECE. Digital tools are useful in engaging and challenging learners. Meaningful use of technology will be crucial in building and equipping learners with tools to ensure ethical, safe, and legal behavior. It will involve safety and privacy that addresses unauthorized dissemination, use, and disclosure of personal information related to the children. The other critical aspect of the safe and ethical use of technology is unauthorized access to certain websites when in school. It is one of the factors to consider maintaining the safety of our children. Adequate information about online behavior and etiquette is the best solution to the achievement of ethical, legal, and safe technology use during the communication of the ideas. There is a need to develop a robust overall plan for the application of technology.